All right. Yeah, we're recording, bro. Now we're recording. Yeah, Texas gas is cheap. 190 compared to 350. The highest here is, I think, not even $3 in some places. But yeah, I mean, now, let me see, where were we last week? So this is today's Tuesday, Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. So we were here, and yeah, I think I don't remember what I said, but I mean, it's pretty clear where the DXY wants to go from here. And at this point, it's just a matter of how far the correction is going to go, because I do not see this coming back up here. That just wouldn't make any sense, because I know that if we break this level here and price comes back up here, it'll more than likely be bullish. So I want to see the structure be maintained, right? And something to note is the reaction from here, right? So in essence, this is quote unquote a sponsored candle, right? Took out, let me change the color. It took out wrong one. So you see, took out previous level of liquidity, right? Then mooned. Mooned, and then it never reacted. It didn't give any type of reaction. If anything, it broke through it, right? And now this is now considered the next level of structure. This is now considered it was considered a previous higher low, but now it's serving as the area of continuation, right? And price, which is what some people would call a breaker, but I don't teach that. I don't trade those. They don't matter to me. So it's like, at this point, I don't even see this breaking this candle here. So if anything, I'm looking for anywhere here for continuation, right? The higher, the better, because now I don't even want to consider this the full-on trend here, whereas it would have to reach there. I would more so looking at a more intraday perspective, right? Whereas this was where price basically paused and then immediately came back down. So if anything, I'm looking at a range anywhere here, right? But obviously that's just, we're already in premium pricing, so it's just a matter of finding that trade. And I mean, now that I'm looking at it, I don't see price breaking this here. It just wouldn't make sense to me. If anything, based off of these candles here that I'm looking at, just H4, just a quick glance, it's just, this is area of interest. This would be ideally where you would want to take your trade or anything, or at least look for something, right? Because obviously it's not about buying low and selling high. It's about selling higher and buying lower, if that makes sense. But obviously this morning, right, we got the inefficiency fill there, right, reaction. But the issue is, right, let's look at previous high here and then the low. So now measure previous high, relatively around here, right? The time it took to get to the low compared to now where price is, there's a difference, you see? Right, and just by this knowing, I mean, just by this observation here, I know momentum is obviously to the downside. So if anything, I should be looking for any type of continuation. And the issue here is, like, I don't know if this is going to hold this previous high or it's going to want to reject immediately, because look at these previous highs. This isn't convincing to me. It's just, it looks like price would probably want to start correcting now and then fall, right? It just depends on how this opens tomorrow morning. Like, it's either gonna break the high and go into our potential zone, or it's gonna just die after some sort of inefficiency fill, because this is impulsive, so it'll give us a correction. I just don't know how impulsive the correction is gonna be, and that's what's gonna tell us whether or not it's a corrective move or just a continuation of the upside. Because yeah, these highs aren't convincing, but at the same time, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, right? Structure intraday is to the upside, but obviously swing bias is still to the downside, right? So it's just a matter of now trying to get that entry, because yeah, we've been essentially selling Euro USD for a while now, probably what, 2-3 days, but it's just like we know that's not the real move. The real move is to the downside, and once we get that correction filled, a correction complete, like you'll see that it's gonna really fall over. It's really gonna fall over now, because now there's nothing stopping it. Right? When you look at this, there is nothing stopping it, and I see us easily taking out these relative equal lows here, easily. Right? I would consider these relative equal lows just because this low did not break previous low. All right, so essentially these are now just straight up targets. And then obviously second set of equal lows, same thing, same concept. And if anything, this can roll over just depending on how, this month closes, because this is going to be a very bearish quarter closure. So it's just patience. And yeah, I mean, it's just a straight up continuation now. Now let's see. We took one trade this morning, and this was AU, which is still continuing lower. So I'm glad it was. And I do see this continuing still. It's just a matter of, I don't know how far this is going to go. This is something I was trying to test, but this is irrelevant. It's just a matter of, I don't even know how low this wants to go now, because now this wick is now considered a point of liquidity. And yes, these volume candles are slowly decreasing, which could show signs of bullishness, but it's too early to tell. Like, structures obviously to the downside, and we can see that easily based off of impulse here, impulse, correction, impulse. So this is pretty textbook. It's just, this is easily a representation of let me use another chart because I don't want to do that schematic again. It's just a matter of understanding where momentum is. Like, for example, let's look at this high. Same concept. Just look at the difference in time, right? And that obviously correlates to our law of effort, which is something that I've probably been speaking about for a couple months now. It's just like, look at the effort that it took to correct an impulsive move, right? That's how you know that's how you know which direction you should be choosing, right? And judging off this time frame, all we saw was inefficient pricing. Actually, Cool. Yeah, we got it. All right. So obviously mark up the 50% and mark up the closure. All right. So this was literally like, I think it was literally a wick. So I literally just, I caught it and then it literally just tanked after that. So as we can see, actually, let's go to this chart now. You guys see the inefficient pricing. Right, and luckily for us, the last wick that we just saw that filled the inefficiency up here, that was our UTAD. And that was, I caught like an entry like halfway in the wick. And now you can see the schematic literally to the T. Right, obviously corrective structure that we just mentioned. Right, and then now we see the schematic form. Right, PSY, buying climax, secondary test. The upthrust was iffy to me just because the upthrust didn't manage to take out our buying climax. But it doesn't really matter as long as your completion of phase C and D are convincing, which it was here. And by convincing, I mean that post UTAD, we took out a previous low, which is a very good sign of weakness, because that's now a break of structure. So now as long as the UTAD holds, then you're fine. Right? As long as the UTAD holds, then that is now your LPSY, and then that break of structure there is your full-on sign of weakness. So now you know your bias is to the downside, right? And literally the reentry right here. Inefficient pricing, price comes up, fills it, and that's when it full-on dies. Right, for a solid 60 pips, not bad. Yeah, I mean, pretty textbook. Like, you can even use the same concepts on a lower time frame. Right, look at this. That's the time it took to sell off, and look at how much time it took to correct itself. Right, look at the effort that that price needed to do in order to come back up into this area of interest. Right. So it's just, I mean, it's just, as long as you know your rules, you're fine. All from there, all you got to do is manage your risk. But yeah, this is looking funny. It's not, this might start correcting itself. But I mean, it's still 60 pips secured. You don't need to hold forever. Let me see. Oh shit. Oops. My bad. Drop the mic. All right, there he goes. All right, we're fine. Let's see. Where's the second inefficiency? I don't see a second inefficiency. Actually, let's go to this chart. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that there, but yeah, I would have. And as you can see, when you scroll through your time frame, it doesn't. Next time frame down, there is no inefficiency again here. Yeah, you see 40-minute, 30-minute, there's no inefficiency there. You see 25-minute, there's still no inefficiency there. So you see there's, I mean, yeah, there is now here, but 30-minute, 40-minute, there is no inefficiency. But notice on every single time frame, there is an efficiency here. I mean, logically, what would you want to do after a UTAD? Logically. And what's your retest called? What are you talking about? What do you mean it's a long wick? There's plenty of opportunity to enter this trade. You now have a UTAD. You now have break of structure, right? Maybe you won't be able to catch it here because there's no SC to play, but the same concepts apply here, right? Break of structure here. Now you potentially try to find an entry here. Okay, cool. And then that's there. Okay, you missed that. All right, now obviously this breaks previous structure here. We now come back and you can see that it reacts from my SC right there and then comes back, fills inefficiency, and then starts to roll over. There's plenty of opportunity. Like there's that are possible entries, right? Obviously, if you have like a limit anywhere in here, that's one. This would have been harder to catch. This is possible. This one is not possible to me because it didn't feel any efficiency there. This is possible. This is possible. This one's iffy as long as you know what you're doing. And then from there, I'm pretty sure there was a 15-minute inefficiency play. Yeah, right here. Inefficiency play there. And I think it was actually a 1-minute play. No, it wasn't. But you see, there's plenty of opportunity to get in the trade. It's just like, just because you don't get the top or the bottom doesn't mean you skip on the trade, even though I tend to do that. It's just a matter of getting your entry. The point isn't to get the high or the low. The point is to get the best risk to reward. No, and I'll tell you why. That's just because you see a random spike during an area of interest at literally 720, and 720 is right in the kill zone time. So I had enough confirmation to want to take that trade, especially because, or you could even say equal highs purged, right? Equal highs right below area of interest, purged, and then taken out. And that's a very good sign for me to, enter the trade there. If not, I did enter again somewhere around here. So right, so I never really do anything under 3 pips. Right, so just anywhere from here. But it's just like as soon as I took my risk, I'm in profit. Right, I wouldn't have had time to even place my stop loss on MT4 here. But now this one, yeah, you see now this one was a bit trickier. So this entry, this was a lot, pretty bad entry here for me. All right, so I see equal highs taken out with the wick, right? We then get one last candle, and now that candle is your area of interest. And so now that stop, yeah, could have been 3 pips too. Anywhere from 2.5 to 3, but I don't really like going under 3. AU is just one I would maybe make an exception for, but Euro USD I would probably never do anything under 3, just because it's very easy for you to just lose 1% like that, and it's not worth it. Yeah, I forgot to do my post today, but I mean, other than that, I mean, it's just been chilling. Like, I haven't really taken too many trades. Let's see, I forgot to do my post. There we go. All right, now yeah, but other than that, I mean, I'm basically done for today. That's all I got. I mean, it's just a matter of continuations from here. But once I'm done with the course, I'm gonna be doing all the chart markups again, just because I haven't had the time really. Because for me to actually go and mark up all of this is very time consuming. Because usually I do all of this in my head when I'm actually trading. Let's see EURUSD. What's that doing now? Oh wow, it did react. Did react from that 15-minute zone. Yeah. See, I had this marked up. What are you talking about? 30-minute. 30-minute SC today. Yeah, I did. Right there. I mean, let's check this out. I mean, here, bro, you never really had a reason to move your stop loss yet. All right, same concept applies. Yeah, you got your entry there. So, oh, wait, there. All right, and the reaction was really sloppy. You see that it wasn't fast, it wasn't quick, it wasn't a snap like it should be. Which is why I also hesitated for this. I didn't take this because I wanted this. Where is it? Where is it? I wanted the 50% there. I never got it. So yeah, I never did that. Oh well. But I mean, like I said, it's just like looking at it here, I would have wanted it to take out this low before I'm even considering moving my stop loss. Because if not, you're just asking to get broken even, like not only because of swap, but it's just like also because you haven't had the reason to yet. But yeah, I mean, did this purge? Yeah, it did purge the high. So yeah, this was just sloppy. It's just it happens, bro. It's sloppy. Yeah, I'm glad I was not trading this morning. Hmm. What do you mean it would have taken out your SL? If you entered at the 30-minute open, you're literally getting not even 2 pips of drawdown, bro. What do you mean? if you're entering at the open here, you're getting 1.5 pips of drawdown. There's no way. I mean, your SL could be 1.5, but that's really small. Right? Even if you had a 2 pip stop, let's see, how much was that? 1.8, 0.8. See, like even, I mean, depending on your broker, this wouldn't have even hit a 2 pip stop loss. See, so if you're entering lower and you're not getting the actual high, then obviously your stop loss is going to be bigger. But either way, based off rules, if you're going to take that 30-minute open, this is going to be a 13 pip stop. This is like based off rules, you know, this, it's not making sense to me. Even if you're trying to play the imbalance play here, that's still 5.5 pips. So based off of rules that, I mean, I don't see how SL would have got hit. I mean, what were you playing? This, let me see. What were you playing this? Were you playing that? Yeah, I mean, it happens. And either way, look at what happened as soon as that high was taken. Okay, yeah, we take this, right? Obviously, this almost hit SL, but now your SL hits here, right? So what happens next? Right? Are you just gonna cry about it and just skip the trade entirely? Because if you look at this, let's just delete everything. Right? If you look at this, right, previous high, this is now taking this side of liquidity, same play. Right now, anywhere here, or you could even do this. Anywhere there is your entry, and like it even gave that entry again. You're looking at a bigger stop, but who cares? 4 pip stop, cool. You still got from that 4 to 5 pip stop, you still got 80 pips, and that's what 5. That's I'm gonna round that up to 90 pips, right? 90 pips, right? 5. That's 18 to 1. So yeah, don't count yourself out of a trade just because one SL hits. Yeah, and you see, if you're busy, don't. If you're busy, don't trade. If I'm busy, I'm not gonna trade because I've taken way too many L's because that. Too many L's. Stupid L's just because if I would have been looking at a chart, I would have been seeing a different perspective. But if I'm trading from my phone, then it's different. Question about EU. What is it? You can mute yourself, bro. I mean, I don't know why y'all are scared to talk.
My bad, bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, okay, so if you go on the 30-minute, and you look to your left a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
you see that like SC right there?
This one?
No, to the left from at the bottom, like for a buy. Right there, but to the left, all the way to the left.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. So I was gonna buy that, but it hit my stop loss. It hit my stop loss, but it still went, up. So I was gonna ask, like,
When an SE doesn't play out, that just means you're on the wrong side of the market.
on the what? Sorry.
You're on the wrong side of the market. Like structure shift there, lower highs broken there.
I know it was on a downtrend, but I kind of wanted to catch that buy.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, my question is like,
It's not a matter of wanting. It's just a matter of what it's showing.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
It's not a matter of what you want. It's a matter of what the chart is showing.
Yeah.
Like For example, yeah, this is valid as fuck. Like the only issue with that now is you're fighting trend
Yeah.
because look at these higher lows here. Higher low, higher low, higher low, broken, broken, broken. So your structure is already shifted here, right? We failed to create highs. We've now broken lows. Like, do y'all remember the structure rules that I gave y'all?
Yeah, it's on the.
Someone tell me the structure rules that I've given y'all, and it's in regards to understanding structure shifts. I'm sure there's somebody in here that has them somewhere. Just because I mean this is just like a big topic. Like this small detail will make such a big difference. And I'll show you an example right now.
Do you mean in the sense that like don't catch the
How to understand the trend shift in regards to lower highs, higher lows? How do you know a trend? How do you know a how do you know a? I almost gave you the answer. How do you know a uptrend is broken? How do you know a downtrend is broken?
It breaks like the lower, lower, the higher low.
Exactly, but in an uptrend, what has to happen?
higher low needs to be broke?
Exactly, and what about a downtrend?
Lower high. Oh, sorry, the lower low.
Like this can be a bit confusing. So let me just type it out. So uptrend, right? So for example here, right? We created a higher low, but we still went down. And that's just because lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So it doesn't matter if you get a higher low on a downtrend as long as the lower highs aren't breaking. So in order for a downtrend, in order for it to break, lower high has to break. And in an uptrend, higher low has to break. So you see how that makes sense? It's like, yeah, we created a higher low here. It failed to break lows, but we still have consecutive lower highs, which is why this 30-minute was still crazy valid, even though I didn't take it.
On Zoom, I sent like a markup of like all the opportunities I saw and some that I did take, and the one that I asked about was one of them. But
Which one? Where is it?
on Zoom,
I don't see it in the chat.
I mean, sorry, in Telegram.
Yeah, see? So you see how whenever you're doing continuations, it just makes so much sense and it's so much cleaner?
Yeah,
Why do you think that is?
because you're just following trend.
Exactly. But when you try to pursue the reversal,
Yeah.
you get a reaction, but you don't get the follow through. So you see, you got the reaction, but no follow through.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, that's so true. Cause like US 30, that's all I did this week. Like
Exactly.
catch continuations. So
Exactly. So yeah, you don't get the pretty little snipe from the high or the low, but I'm pretty sure you get better risk reward than almost anybody in the niche.
So my question is like, would you like tell yourself you're wrong in that scenario, like what I did right there, or what would you like
I'm
tell
sorry.
yourself?
I'm sorry.
You see how I try to buy it right
Uh-huh.
there? Would you tell yourself like you're wrong, or how should I
In
take
that
that?
situation, I'd say I mean if that loss were to happen to me, I'm gonna go see what the fuck happened, you know?
Because the way I took it is, yeah, I was going against trend, but I also see like maybe if my stop loss was a little bit bigger, but I don't know if I should think like that, or
I'm
I should.
sorry. I mean, bro, like you know, at the end of the day, pips don't matter, right?
like the percentage.
Exactly. And how do you judge percentage?
Risk to reward.
Exactly. So like at the end of the day, pips don't matter. Like, and that's something that took me a really long time to like really like emphasize on myself, is the fact that the pip count is irrelevant. Doesn't matter what anybody says. Like, if anything, if people are telling you that pip count is relevant, then that's a great sign to why you shouldn't listen to them. Because fuck what they say. Fuck what anybody says. Like, yeah, I've given you guys like really cool concepts, and now your job from here is to adapt them and make them your own. That's the whole point of quote unquote mentorship. It's not for you to come in, learn how to trade exactly like I do, right? It's about you coming in and actually adapting this stuff to match how you're basically how you want to set up your trading plan.
Well, that was the only question.
Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, it's fine, bro. It's just all you got to realize is understanding swing points, right? And if you want, literally for like this weekend, literally just do that. Go analyze highs and lows. Like, let's see. I'm gonna erase all this. Right. So honestly, this might start going bullish now. I'm actually a little mad that they didn't give me a setup. So now you can literally do this for the whole weekend, is just analyze highs and lows. The only way I would tell you to avoid them though is like, for example, here, you see how this is so messy? And that's just because this is a flag. But whenever you see trends going, right, we see high, flag, break of structure, continuation of break of structure. So now you see how this buy here doesn't make sense. Damn, that line is crooked. But yeah, now you see why that doesn't make sense. Structure is single-handedly the thing that will fix everything as a trader, in my opinion. And once I realized that just became crazy humbling, because it doesn't matter if we trade sponsored candles. It doesn't matter if you trade inefficiencies. At the end of the day, if you can't read structure, you're fucked. Like, look at these quote unquote smart money traders, right? They post 3-pip snipes and then they just get taken out. That's because they're trading for the wrong reason. Like, I'm not the only one that sees that, right? Like, you see that everywhere, between, especially in the niche. Like, people that catch snipes, they'll 5 pips up and they'll start posting it, and then start saying, "Oh, trade like the banks, oh, this and that." Very AIDS. It's just, I mean, that's personally why I stopped following a ton of people in the niche.
Yo, Fredo, I know you were looking over EURCAD. You don't think it's in distribution right now on the 1 hour time?
All right, let's look at it.
I get it. We're like super bull on it, but
I mean, what
we got mad equal lows.
What phase would it be in right now? The issue here with me is this. That doesn't look like a buying climax. What you want to see, obviously, this could be an LPSY. I mean, a PSY or LPSY. I forget what it's called, but you get the point, right? The LPSY or PSY, whatever. Buying climax, AR, secondary test, testing potential structure.
Right.
Up thrust, come back down, and then that's when you want your UTAD. And even if you don't get a UTAD, you'll get an LPSY, but you want, for example, you want this low to take out that low to then be considered an SOW, a sign of weakness, so that then you can get another sign of weakness, and this is essentially your full-on trend shift. The logic behind Wyckoff is literally testing structures, taking out liquidity on both sides. That's the point of the quote unquote spring in UTAD. So when that's the case, it would be unrealistic to see this be taking out and then go down. I mean, it could, but it's just sloppy. But I mean, your setup is working, bro, and as long as it's working, then you're straight. Right? So now, since if you're in the sell here, if you can even break these lows here, then you're straight. But now the issue is what's going to happen as soon as it gets here. That's the issue. Right? Because you know how to get snipes. You know how to get the reaction, but now it's just a matter of whether you're going to get the follow through or not.
Right.
So now it's just a matter of just waiting to see what it wants to do here. I mean, if anything, price gets here, you can easily set a stop loss and profit. You're still up 50 pips. Oh shit, 50 pips. This is volatile too. I didn't know that. That's 100 pips. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, if we break this high though, then that's a wrap. This is going. Like, I don't consider this. I'm not going to consider this equal highs here. Because you see that high was purged. And then that's where you got your SC play. Which, I mean, on textbook, it is valid. But now, like I said, it's just a matter of what happens when you get here.
Word.
So, I mean, you're already in this, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you're in from like here. From like what, 565?
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, then you're fine, bro. If anything, you're already up 50 pips, bro. Take a partial, move us out, and go to sleep. Yeah, I didn't know this was that volatile. That's crazy. Like, look, this is so crazy to me. I was looking at this today. Look at the volatility shift. Like, are y'all seeing what I'm seeing right now?
Yeah, bro.
We were looking at ranges of 50 pips, 60 pips, 70 pips, right? All of last year, 100 pip range, 60 pips, 70 pips, 70 pips, 90 pips, and then all of a sudden 200, 300, 200. So that just means that's just opportunity, bro. You can't fear it.
Like today I was setting an SL and it was just like 3 times bigger than usually is.
Yeah,
I'm
and
like,
that's why I say just disregard the SL count.
yeah, I know. It's just the market.
It's a test on psychology, bro. Because I know what you're feeling. I know exactly what you're feeling. I was like, man, fuck, I can't quote unquote, flex 3 pip stops now, but I mean, it is what it is. It's not the point. The point is the RR. Yeah, it's a bit hard to adjust though. It's just, yeah, I mean, now that is correct, and then boom.
Yeah, for EU, I was really hoping we'd get that daily inefficiency fill.
I was hoping this. I was hoping we'd get that. Even on DXY, I was hoping we would get, where is it? I mean, let's see. Yeah, see, we didn't even, I don't know. It's just, I'm not certain on this because like there's inefficient pricing there. And then there's SC here. So it's just, I don't know. I'm not sure on it. That's why I would just want to wait for tomorrow morning. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think I'll end the recording there, but we can still talk.